welcome to Live with Georgia. This is the last show ever on YouTube. I have chosen to go live on YouTube through my Be Live platform, and of course, technical difficulties because you don't use something every week. You know, sometimes you need that sort of well-oiled use of something. But thank you for your patience. Welcome, welcome. Tonight's the last night we get to share readings with one another. I'm so happy and sad at the same time. Thank you so much to everybody who's been coming onto the show, who's been following, who's been learning the tarot with me, who's been coming to the workshops and buying readings, and 30% donating to the charity, sometimes 100%. We've done a lot of good. And this is the last hurrah. This is the last show, and I'm hopefully getting my friend Stephanie on as soon as I can. Hopefully she'll come on. Ali, hello, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. I decided tonight that we would use Jennifer. Hello, I'm so happy to be here. You've been here right from the beginning. Joanna, hello, hi. I'm waiting for my friend Stephanie to come on. For those of you who got my email, she is my special guest. I was really hoping to have Anna Lisa Schwartz and Angela Bixby on with us, the whole group, just to kind of have a bit of a party feeling for everybody. But it's the holiday weekend. I don't think about the holidays. I'm a little bit holiday, what's the word, blind. And so, you know, people are busy doing things. It's their you know, it's like a big weekend. A lot of people go away. So I'm really grateful that you're all here. Jenny, hello. Rebecca, hello. Hello. My friend Stephanie is hopefully coming on. We've been having technical difficulties. For some reason, Be Live won't recognize her camera. She can't see that I'm on, and I can't see that she's on. And so it won't be any good if we can't see each other. But let's begin. Hello, Linda. Hello, everybody who's here has been coming. So wonderful. Oh, thank you. This is red coral. I haven't worn this a lot, and in fact, a lot of the pieces fell apart. Hello, Shelley. It's the last night tonight. I'm feeling a little bit sad now. It's been such a wonderful gathering, being here with everybody every week for the last year. It's been a whole year. I think June 20. So 11 months of live shows, and I had like a whole month of preparation before, like the month of May, and it was Stephanie, my friend Stephanie. Hi, Erin, how are you? It was my friend Stephanie who introduced me to her stylist, and Alexandra Greenewalt, and she helped me kind of revamp my style and gave me some wonderful brand colors, which you can see is still here. This kind of red, beautiful silver and blue, and I love these colors. So here we go. Let's jump straight in. Hey, I've got Stephanie on the phone, actually. Stephanie, how's it going? She's coming on. I can see you. Hurrah! All right, we got success. Okay, well, so everybody, huge welcome to Stephanie Wild, Reverend Stephanie Wild. Here she is. Stephanie, I know everybody who's here knows you because they've met you before, but please let people know who you are, a little bit of, you know, what you do.
Sure. I'm Reverend Stephanie Wild, spiritualist minister. Georgia taught me tarot. Or she taught me her, you know, she taught me more tarot, let's say. I was been playing with it since I was 9 years old, and she taught me to really trust it and really led me in my professional exploration. So she's my tarot mentor. And so let's see, I've written a couple of books. I've written a book called The Art of Forgiveness. And I've written a book called The Art of Romance. And you can get those on my website, and you can get all kinds of information, reverendwild.com. You can read about what I've done, what I do. But yeah, psychic mediumship, tarot, and spiritual counseling. Yeah.
Yay!
And what are we doing tonight? Tarot?
I think we're going to do a bit of everything, you know, kind of like a last hurrah. Stephanie and I have been together on Facebook as the Aussie Tarot Twins as well. And that was really quite fun. And when I started this, I really didn't have enough time to be going live on Facebook as well. So we both kind of went off and continued doing what we were doing anyway.
Yes.
And so this is actually really lovely that we get to be together. And we didn't prepare this, but we're kind of in the same colors.
We are too.
So this is really lovely. We're kind of, you know, in some ways we are twins, you know, and so there's
we are.
That.
And we were witches together back then, way back in different separate in another lifetime.
In our other lives, yeah.
Literally another lifetime. Making lots of mischief.
In the forest.
In the forest, and now we're working off that karma by being actually nice to people, because we played terrible tricks on people. We played terrible tricks on people. We gave them like the wrong potions and made fun of them and
set them down the wrong path. Okay, none of that's
exactly. We don't do that anymore.
We have enough karma to deal with. So, oh, Mary, it is sad that this is the last. I know, but it's been such a wonderful journey, and I'm so happy that you've been a part of it. Everybody's been a part of it. We donated $85.39 to the Wild Bird Fund, and that was our charity of the month for February and March, which is just awesome. So that was really great news. Shelley says, I was just saying you look twinny. We do.
And I've got a little red in my book cover.
You got the red. We're super matching. The
and
brown,
sparkly.
your brown glasses and the brown in the tanka.
Yeah.
We're also going to be, you know, if we're going to use our tarot, feel free to ask us to contact a loved one spirit. Both Stephanie and I are psychic mediums. We do speak to loved ones in spirit. It does take a little longer, and you know, so if you feel like it, we can do that. We also have different tarot decks that we can read. I was also going to take a moment to say, you know, you can even read an oracle deck, or you can read using a pendulum, or you could read using stones or runes, and that's the whole, you know, the whole time that we've been sort of reviewing the tarot, I've been reminding everybody that whenever you are using something outside of yourself to tap into your intuition, you're always remembering to go back in. And so we've just lost Stephanie. Stephanie, come back. When we go in, that's when we access all the information. And so therefore, whatever you're looking at, that you're reflecting this information off, doesn't really matter. You know, I did a reading for a friend at a breakfast table, and we used cutlery. And I laughed about this the other day, because it's not what you're looking at. It's not the cards. It's not the deck. It's not the, you know, it can be. You can develop an incredibly close relationship and a beautiful language with that which you use as a tool. But it's not necessary, because all the information comes from your capacity to read energy, and it's reading energy that does the trick. So listen, while Stephanie comes back on, I'll just text her. Sure that she's, we lost you. Come back on. She may not know. On her end, she may think she's still running. But funny the way things act. So as long as, can you let me know if I'm still running? If you can all still see me here. I have 3 decks that I'm going to be using tonight. I'm going to use the Osho Zen Tarot deck. So I just saw Jennifer saying, wow. I didn't know about the mediumship. Is it ever too soon to reach or communicate with someone? No, is the answer. For example, my Uncle Tom, who we buried today, it was today, Jennifer. And Jennifer says, I love that anything could be divination tools. Absolutely. So no, it's never too late. It's never too soon. It's never too early. Once, you know, a person is in spirit, and even when they're not in spirit, if they're in their body, we're able to talk to their higher self all the time. Great. So I hope Stephanie can come back. She hasn't texted me back. So would you like me to see if I can contact your Uncle Tom? Should we do that now? In the course that I'm doing with Gloria Wykand, Gloria Wykand is my mediumship mentor. She is at briefmedium.org, I think. And she's running a course. Stephanie's ready. Here she is. Hello, welcome back. Welcome back. Something happened, honey. But
it looks like I was still there. I was like, are you talking to a different Stephanie?
Oh, well, you know, that's so interesting because I thought that may have been the case because you would have come straight back on if you'd gone. So anyway, you heard everything I said. So Jennifer is wanting to contact her Uncle Tom. Gloria, my mediumship mentor, says that sometimes when mediums are doing a gallery, they can piggyback one another with the same spirit. So how about we see if we can both contact Uncle Tom, given that he was buried today. And
okay, sure. I have a guy here. He's on the father's side, so father's brother. Would that be correct? And he's got a mustache and he's got dark, short hair, a little bit salt and peppery, white skin. Does that sound like him? About 5'11", quite strong in the body. You know, he's not showing me his death. He's showing me when he was, you know, in life. He's wearing a polo shirt, kind of a sports jacket type of guy. So actually in his prime, in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, sports jacket guy. Okay, yeah, she's saying yes, salt and pepper, yes. Okay. So, and on your father's side and sports jacket and all that? Or not quite there? What do you have, Georgia? I can keep going.
So I'm getting someone who's tall and thin, but not frail. So he's obviously quite, you know, well built, not overweight, just kind of a medium build. And
yes, exactly. Oh, okay. Yeah. So your uncle, but your uncle on your father's side, is that right, Jennifer? Yes. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Yep. So I've got him. So it sounds like you might probably do as well.
Well, he's showing me his smile, and there may have been something pretty special about his smile.
Yeah.
And
he comes across to me, it's almost like he was a weatherman or like a news presenter. I don't think that was his profession, but it's like that kind of thing. You know, the smile, the charm, the styling. He was brave in his styling. You know, he was well dressed, bold. Okay, great.
So yes, good. Let's see. I'm just going to keep going. We've got a list of things that we always pull out, don't we? I'm sure you've got the same thing where you're thinking, okay, can I think of, you know, can I bring through any evidence of what happened before he passed, you know? So I get the color green, which tells me that the area around his chest may have been involved before he passed. He shows me that he had difficulty breathing, and you know, these are really quite general terms. Most people have difficulty breathing before they pass. In fact, the breath is the last thing that the person, you know, the last breath is the one that they take. But the green and the
but I'm feeling the throat constricting too.
So
he's got a hand around his throat. He's saying there was something about his throat. Couldn't. Like if the throat was swollen, like some type of allergic reaction or some kind of inflammation. There was something going on there.
Let me see. I'm going to see if I can get a memory or something that you and your uncle shared, Uncle Tom.
He liked dancing as well. Jim, I'm getting the name Jim. Jim might be significant. Oh, he liked to too. Not, he wasn't like too much of a lush, but he did like it. He did like a drink, a dark spirit, a brown spirit. Okay. Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, also, Jennifer said, yeah, in the end, cancer went everywhere. I see him wearing a ring, so he kind of showed me a ring, but I also saw some marbles, and I don't know if this is a joke about losing one's marbles or, you know, I know that you said he was a funny guy. So he showed me that. He's given me some marbles in the hand.
Was he sober? Was he sober alcoholic? Was he sober the last 5 years? Because marbles mean 5 years to me.
Oh, is that true? That's interesting. That's so interesting.
Yeah. Because that's when you get your marbles back. So I don't know if he's doing a job. I don't know. But he's definitely peace. He's still dancing around. He's dancing around. He's showing us that he's dancing. He's really funny with it. He's sort of sending himself up at the same time as just kind of enjoying it in an earnest way as well.
So he showed me, he was there at the funeral today. Well, you know, there was, I get the sense that there was someone who was really grieving quite significantly, and he showed me that he was standing behind them, like just rubbing their back or consoling them. And when spirit is doing this, you know, they're in a pretty good place where they have the capacity to be able to, because they're in the light and they've, you know, basically been through the transition and enlivened by the light, that they have enough to give. And so he may have very well been this in life as well, where he was very generous with his energy. But this is really quite beautiful. His son.
He wasn't scared. He wasn't scared to pass over. He was at peace. He was fine with it. He was like, yeah, give me that. I'm going, moving on. He was okay with it. Yeah. Yeah, he sold crystals. Okay, maybe they were crystals. Yeah.
You know, there's something about him putting a feather in his cap. And what's that saying actually mean? So it's just left me. But, you know, when you put a feather in your cap, like you've accomplished something.
You've accomplished something, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like he's saying that about his life. If he feels like he, you know, did everything he needed to do in life, that his life was a good life, that there's no regrets kind of thing.
Exactly.
That, you know, he feels...
I'm just sitting there like, peace out. Peace out.
That, you know, it felt very complete to him, that there was nothing left undone. But this kind of feather in the cap, feather in the head, and also a spiritual connection, you know, with the feathers and the angels. So I think there's a lot of light and love around him, and definitely peace. And if he's in a place and the sort of the capacity to be able to give and console and share his spirit with his family as they're grieving, then that's a really good place. So, you know, it's lovely to connect with him. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for asking us to connect with him. He's a beautiful man, beautiful soul. And I feel probably we'll even do more of that, you know, spiritual counseling as he goes through in spirit, you know.
Definitely, especially because he's coming through so loud and clear and pure and easy the day after he passed. That's unusual. Normally it takes them a bit of time to figure out what they're doing and where they are, and
no confusion. He's not confused. Yeah,
not at all. He was ready. He did a lot of spiritual work on this earth, and he was clear.
Yeah, wonderful. Oh, thanks, Jennifer. You're awesome. Well, here we go. We've got Joanna, who'd love to ask a question. Hello, I'm hoping for some guidance in the divorce I'm going through from my husband.
Okay.
Mediation has hit a tough spot. All right, my love. I'm going to choose the tarot deck here, or you can jump right in whichever way you like.
I've got the Wildwood. I just picked up the Wildwood.
I asked Stephanie to bring all of her tarot decks. I've got the Pendragon Tarot Mother's deck. This is a 1970s deck that's out of print. I love the imagery, all these naked women doing incredibly powerful things.
So let's see where this mediation is going.
So here you go. We're going to see if we can bring guidance.
So Joanna, you'll need to get into some creative problem solving here. You need to bring up your creativity. So whatever the issue is that you've hit this roadblock, 3 of stones, you've hit this block, And you will need to do some creative problem solving. You will need to bring a solution, a creative solution, you need to give your husband, soon to be ex-husband, something he wants that he hasn't thought of yet. And then you'll get what you want. There's something that he hasn't thought of yet. Let's see if we can find out what that is. Or you may already know what that is. You may have something in your back pocket.
This is to do with the mediation, right?
Mediation, yeah.
The card that I picked is the High Priestess. And whenever I get the High Priestess, it's a little bit like this has been written in the book, you know, so to speak. There's a certain destiny around what's happening, a certain karma in the relationship. You and he have danced before in other lifetimes, and you've come back to, you know, what's the word, release and balance that karma in this lifetime. And so this sense of, and it's interesting because that card, your card, Stephanie, of her up against the wall and saying that, you know, you're currently in mediation where everything that you had wanted to sort of get moving and let's say to have an amicable sort of separation and divorce, everything that you've tried to do so far has unfortunately brought you to the point of it hasn't worked, you're at mediation. And Stephanie's guidance saying, hey, you're going to think outside the box and it's going to happen. The one thing that that card made me think of with the High Priestess is that if you change your perspective from looking at what's coming at you to realizing that you're in control of what it is that is happening in front of you, then you're going to move forward with a lot more confidence. Now, just bear with me here. What's happening right now with you feeling up against the wall and being at mediation, being somewhere you don't want to be, right? It's like, you know, it's just not this amicable separation is not happening. It's because of past karma, right? That's why the High Priestess turned up. So what you now need to do is not even look at the fact that you're at mediation. You need to start focusing on what you want.
Yes.
Meaning, I want to have the amicable. So you're going to up the power and up your energy in connecting with that which you really desire, which is, I want us to be able to split everything evenly or whatever it is, right? You've got your, I want us to make it okay for our daughter. I want us to make it okay for ourselves. I want us both to be okay. Whatever it is, you're going to have to hold that in a space of love, care, protection, and almost ignore everything else that's going on. Of course, you're going to have your lawyers working for you, doing everything that you need to do, all the black and red tape, i.e. dotting your I's and crossing your T's, right? But just know that in order for you to come into alignment with what you and he came to do, which is to cancel the karma, because what you don't want to do is fight, and then have another lifetime of fight.
Yeah,
right?
you have to then undo that karma. Yeah.
You want to.
I know, because I went through it. I had karma and went through a divorce and had to undo the karma, and we both worked really hard once we realized what was going on to undo this karma, and we're done. We're not going to fight again. No.
Right.
But what I'm seeing, Joanna, I am seeing that he may be interested in some antique photographs or some keepsakes or some valuables that fit into a box about this big. So think if you have anything like that, some sort of inherited from heirlooms. Does he collect things like that? There's something like that. So you know, if you have something like that, he may be interested in having those, and he may give something else up. There will be a decision soon. There will be a decision soon. You won't be stuck for long. She asks
about 4 months on that. I was looking at the timing just as you were doing that.
Yeah.
So about 4 months. That's interesting because Joanna just said any sense of what he truly wants, and that's what you were responding to, right?
No, I was just saying that, and then.
Oh, so you didn't see that she wrote that. So yeah.
He's a photographer. Oh, he's a photographer. Okay, so that's what I was saying is antique photographs or some equipment or something. So there's something around that. There's something around that he would find valuable that you haven't thought of because you're not a photographer. So there's something around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we got around 4 months where it's definitely going to ease up. And let's see, if you focus on, staying with your higher goals, can that change? Of course, you can't change the other person, can you? You can't sort of prevent someone from going through their own emotional journey through this. He may be kicking and screaming for other reasons because of his own pain and his own sort of conditioning coming into this. You're not in control of that. And you also can't make that better, right? So that's not where you're responsible. You're just responsible for your own reaction, your own capacity to stay, at a place of peace and knowing that the goal is coming and you can look forward to the end of this that is happening right now. I get the Emperor, and this is kind of, to me, the sense of somebody who loves structure. And so if that helps, along the way in this whole thing, if you can somehow present, you and your lawyer present the structure for him, I think he'll also feel a lot better, because he feels like his whole world has fallen apart and he doesn't quite know what to hold on to. And sometimes we regress when we go through, I certainly can say this for myself, we regress, we just start bumbling, crying kids, and we're reaching into our sort of old habits. But I do think that if you create a structure around this for him and sort of set things out kind of A, B, C, D,
yes, definitely
better.
Definitely.
He's definitely kicking and screaming, yeah. And so the Emperor, and it's interesting, the Emperor is in like this crisscross applesauce, as my kids say, he's kind of sitting on his little cushion. It's like he's at school, right? So he's like a big hairy man, but almost like a child. So it's okay, just give him his lollipop, give him what he wants, but also put it in a structure that you are happy with what is, with what's happening. So it's something you have to come up with your lawyer and your lawyer team, not your medical team. Best of luck, Joanna.
It always works out in the end. It took me and my ex-husband 7 years to come to final peace, but now we're really good friends.
That's awesome. You are,
I know.
Right? Yeah. So Absolutely. Let me see. If I miss you, Ali's going to ask a question. MBM has a question, but Jenny, I think.
Ali was next, I think. Ali, MBM, and then Jenny.
Ali, MBM. All right, Ali. But Ali didn't ask a question until later. I'll just do Jenny's because she's got hers first. Would like to see if a friend of mine is happy now on the other side. She passed on April 27 last month and used to joke about going to her when I was thinking.
What was I thinking party?
She used to joke about going to her what was I thinking party after passing.
Okay, so a friend.
All right.
Well,
does your friend have a name, Jenny?
I've got a woman eating this popcorn. I haven't had dinner and I'm eating this popcorn my friend brought.
Oh, nice.
She's in the other room watching us. She's in the other room watching us.
That's so awesome.
Did she have a soft, curly brown hair, Jenny? Soft, or did she have soft curly brown hair? She loved her hair. It was very soft. She would wash it. She would blow dry it. She would blow it out, as they say. Soft, big, soft curls. White skin, brown eyes, contact lenses. Didn't want to wear glasses. Was sort of a bit old-fashioned in that way. Old-fashioned, like girl. Men never make a pass at women in glasses. That type of Marilyn Monroe. So she was very feminine. In that way. No, Ali, your question did come up. Doing this, but we're just doing this first. Your actual question came up after. So anyway, we'll get to you. So Jenny is saying yes. Jenny's saying yes. Okay, great.
I'm getting a very peaceful person. This is someone who is quite quiet, very supportive. When I saw her come, it's interesting because I wasn't quite sure if if she was male or female, but I'm almost getting an asexual kind of energy around this spirit. This may not be her. So let me see. We've got new messages below. And Shelley, you're definitely in the queue. Linda Goodman. Okay, Linda. So I'm just going to reconnect because maybe it's not her, but I'll just double check. This very quiet, peaceful person, very supportive.
That could be a guide. But yeah. So In this one, she was very into her feminine, though. She was very into the feminine, very soft and peaceful. And
is this the famous astrologer who wrote like the Bible on astrology? Can you please tell me, Linda Goodman's Astrology? Do you remember? Do you remember the book? I mean, I literally just got
where you had to buy the hard copy, yeah, and it was like, and all you needed to read was like this much because it was your bit, but it was the whole. Yeah.
I think I read my bit like 1,000 times.
Me too. I couldn't get enough. Yeah, there was no more information where we were. Like,
let's see. Jenny Deedy says yes, although I'm not sure if we've got the right Linda Goodman in terms of being the astrologer.
I've been talking about the brown hair and everything, the description that I had of her.
Yeah, I've got it's interesting. I've now got someone who's showing me herself in her younger years. So I get, I don't think she passed young. I think she was older when she passed, that she's got, in her younger years, maybe she used to dye her hair blonde or something, because I'm seeing like this very beautiful woman who
very beautiful.
Yes, very beautiful. Kind of loved her femininity. It's interesting.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, not an astrologer, but spiritual. Okay, so it's a different.
Not the famous one. She loved the femininity. She loved wearing the dresses, the skirt. Well, dresses. Just
I've got her in dresses.
Little belts built into the fabric.
It looks magical, and I see her in the 70s, where there's just this freedom, flowers in your hair, and everything's.
But she wanted to be married. She wanted to do all of that stuff. It really suited her. Mm-hmm. It really suited her. She wasn't.
She believed in the magic of life. Is what she's showing me. She kind of picking up the dandelions and blowing the little seeds everywhere, and loved fashion, loved rings. Get the month of July being important for her. I also get the initial M connecting to her. That might be somebody that she knew, or somebody that's in her family, or actually your family, Jenny, someone that she knew that was in your family.
And as she was older, coming towards the end, I would see her with some arthritis or scoliosis, or she was a bit scooped over in the end.
Her heyday was the 70s. That's great. She's showing me an earring or something that was like a hoop with little jewels on it. I don't know if this is relevant to you somehow. For her, I asked her to put something in my hand. Well, I just want to say that if that guide was somebody that was connected to you, Jenny, someone on the left side, you have very, very strong guidance. So that you could do this work of connecting with spirit. I know that you are a shaman, and doing this mediumship work, it might be something that you want to look into, or because this guide was there almost. She used to gift you earrings. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so we're connecting.
He's bringing you a gift. He's bringing you a gift today and saying hi, and sort of sprinkling you with some fairy dust and
with joy. It comes through with a lot of joy, a lot of beauty, a lot of that kind of
serenity.
Serenity is the word. Yeah, that's true. And maybe that's why I saw her. She may stay with you as a guide. Maybe that's why I saw that sense of her as a guide.
Yes.
In your life, right? Do you get that sense too?
Yes. Yes.
She was interested in Edgar Cayce.
Wow. Yeah, readings. Akashic readings.
Oh, so that's interesting, because the Arcturians are very, asexual. They don't have a male or a female sex. In fact, they have both, which makes them very balanced, extremely balanced.
All right.
He's connected to Arcturus all the time to get his information and to bring through the.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, the Akashic records for sure, but he often spoke about the Arcturians. Actually, was the first one to really bring through a lot of information about them.
Oh, I did not know that. He was amazing. There's just like
he was amazing. Yeah, he was probably the only authentic, original medical medium kind of ever. It's just some of the pops.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank you, Jenny, for allowing us to connect with your beautiful friend, Linda, and to allow us to bring her energy through. She's really lovely, very, very lovely. I don't know about the party, but I think she's in a really good place right now. You were thinking that, actually. I thought I felt someone touch my hand when I was reading yesterday. Maybe she will be a guide to me. Honestly, I saw her come up behind you and put her hand on your left shoulder, and I just feel there's such a beautiful, loving connection. She's protecting, she's holding, nurturing, being with you in your space, if that was her as a guide that I saw at the very beginning. Really very peaceful. She is in so much peace. And maybe she already was in her life, and maybe that's how she's been able to kind of explode that in her passing, because we you know, for those of us who've had fairly turbulent lives, going into spirit is a bit of a, you know, relief. But for those who already had conquered a lot of that in their lifetime and done the spiritual work, you know, it expands exponentially once they go into spirit. And she's a guide that's really wonderful. Thank you so much for letting us connect with your loved one. Yay.
Okay, so how about MBM we have next?
Yes, we have Ali.
And then we have
do Ali.
You want to do Ali now? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't know. Who said their question? Here we go, MBM. You're right. You're right. Here we go.
Need insight about a repeating pattern. Sudden, abrupt loss. Usually the person suddenly acts differently, hostile. Okay, so you're friends, and then they start acting hostile, and then you're no longer friends, and you're not sure why. Is that correct?
What are you missing? I'm going to, oh, this is interesting. Whenever a card falls out, so this is the B. Nettles photographic deck from the 70s. This is the 4 of Coins. I'm going to pick a card because that to me feels that was the personality of the other person, just kind of always holding back from speaking the truth.
I have the Deviant Moon Tarot. So yeah, Georgia was saying, what are you missing? So yes, you're missing something. So let's find out. Often when I do tarot, pretty much always when I do tarot readings like this, the first card is confirming that I'm connecting to the right person. So it shows what you're going through and the scenario, the situation. So yes, you're missing something. You know, you're asleep to yourself, asleep to them, asleep to what your own mind. You're not, because swords are thoughts and communication. So, and you're asleep to this. You're not even noticing these messages that are coming to you. So let's find that out. What are you missing?
You know, I kind of get this. I got the Chariot for this person, this other person. I think they suffered a little bit from very black and white thinking, which would propel somebody to kind of make a decision and then act on it fairly, you know, emotionally and leave. You know, there's a sense of the light and the shadow here, and not Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing, but that sense of, if you are in a friendship and a relationship and there are small grievances and you never actually talk about them, then they build up. And then if the person for whom the grievances were a big deal, if they can't actually tell you when they're small, they're not going to tell you when they're really big. And their best action is to just go away, right? And so I feel like that's what they've done. They just couldn't deal with their small grievances, which had nothing to do with you, really. You know, because when you are friends with somebody and you can talk about the shadow, the dark side, oh, you know, did you really mean that when you said that? Or, you know, that really hurt my feelings. Or, can we talk about this? I mean, if you've never had that relationship with this person, that's probably what happened.
Yes, and so I pulled this card, which is the 2 of Cups, which is absolutely fantastic friendship, equal friendship, sharing love, sharing dreams. And as Georgia was talking there, so I was like, I don't really understand where this fits in the story, right? Because you're saying, what am I missing? We were saying, what are you missing? What do you need to do?
Yeah.
Well, you're being a good friend. And I think then what Georgia was saying is she couldn't take it, right? So I think this is the pattern, that the person, the friends and lovers and whomever can't take the honesty. They can't take the vulnerability that you want to have in a friendship. So it could, let me just go into my psychic. So what I'm seeing is, what I'm sensing is that you've been growing very fast spiritually, and you want to, and that's part of what you're here to do, and you're enjoying it, and you push yourself, and you're okay with discomfort. And same with me, and same with Georgia. And this happens to us sometimes too, when we have a friend from the past and they just can't take it anymore. They can't take the discomfort of emotional honesty and vulnerability. They can't take, they don't want to be doing that to the extent that we are. And so for a while, you've been, it's happened over and over with different people, right? So if you have friends from the past, then they'll drop off, and then you'll make new friends, and then they'll drop off as well, because you're picking similar people from that you did in the past, but you're in a different space now, and you're still growing exponentially. And so people will they'll drop off, and that's why, because they're not prepared to stretch themselves like you are. I had a boyfriend of 5 years. He just couldn't do it. So it is.
This is a pattern that's been going on for years. What's in it for you, right? What is it that you want to see about you, right? So of course you've been growing and you've been shedding, and that's like vibrational. That's something you can't even control, right? Now, what's in it for you in terms of moving forward and how you're attracting people, right? And so what you want to look at is, let's say you're saying to yourself now, well, I attracted these people. Let's say they've got black and white thinking and they just can't cope, right? And is this in me, right? Of course, it's in all of us, right? Because it's, you talk to children and, they're fairly concrete, black and white. I mean, it's just natural that's how we kind of start, and then we build up. And if we've had trauma in our lives, sometimes that gets halted, that kind of development beyond black and white thinking. So when you're looking at yourself and you're saying, well, what's in it for me? How can I move forward and have relationships that are long lasting, right? And what I get is the 9 of Cups. And this guy is very relaxed. Now, traditionally you'd think that he's kind of tipsy because he's got so many cups of wine, the red wine. But what I feel is in him, he's just enjoying life, right? And so you can look at what's happened in your past and say, and this is a little bit like what we were talking about earlier with Joanna, maybe. If you can look at what's been happening and get very upset. Or you can say to yourself, you know what, the past is the past. I'm evolving. I'm becoming more confident, more capable, happier with myself, with how I am. And I'm going to look at having a full cup. And I'm going to look at attracting people with a full cup, so I never get into that exchange, right?
And let people come to you is what I'm getting to, the message. Let people come to you, as opposed to you actively
reaching out. Yeah,
let them come to you and see who comes to you, because it'll be a different type, right? So don't do what you used to. Just don't do anything, and people will be attracted. People will come to you. People will start talking to you and ask you out, and you say, oh, okay, here's a whole different thing. So stop
reaching out and sit back like this guy and just enjoy it for a little while.
Yeah.
Create a vacuum. Actually, unless you create a vacuum, what you desire and what you've put out to the universe to manifest can't come to you. And so that's why we say when we're desiring a relationship, we actually have to let go of it. We have to let go of the idea of it for it to arrive. Because the minute we say, I want, the universe says, sure, here it is, and hands it to you. And if you're still saying, well, I really want, then the universe is not going to give it to you because you're too busy talking. If you just be quiet for a little while and just feel happy and connected to source, i.e. your cup is full, then you get it delivered, right? There's a delivery at the door. It's a vacuum. It's energy. It's actually all about energy and vibration. And so here you are, and you're being encouraged to have very relaxed, happy, fulfilled vibration. Like a slightly happy, tipsy person, except you're not using alcohol. You're just
using spirit.
You're just like being happy with yourself.
Good kind of spirit, not the
absolutely yes, good spirit, not the one that can be addictive, right? So Mary says, so it's not a karmic debt thing, or an abandonment thing.
No, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. And the more you try to work on it, the more it happens. And so then you're thinking, working more and more. No, stop working, stop working.
Yeah, whatever you focus on, you create. And this is kind of like a trick, because if you keep creating something and it keeps turning up, you don't want to completely ignore it, because you don't want to keep making the same mistake, so to speak, right? You don't want to keep creating that thing in front of you. But if you can change your vibe, if you can change your what's the word, your focus enough, so that when you're reaching for that which you want, which feels really good, because the universe creates on vibration. So what you want for yourself, and this is what I figured out the other day for myself, is to more often than not in the day, 99% of the day, to be milking the vibration you want, to be milking the vibration of calm, happiness, joy, everything's all right, everything's always working out for me. And that vibration is attractive and attracting everything that you desire. That's it. Like that's the, and it actually, it's more about focusing back on how you're feeling, i.e. that guy with his 9 cups. Yeah. Okay, it'll be easy to relax if I know I'm not trapped in some dark karmic nightmare.
No,
you're not.
It's not that. It's not that.
You're not.
No, it's
right?
not that. No. Mm-hmm.
Because a dark karmic nightmare is a story. And if you're subscribing to that story, that's the story you're creating. It has to be that. If the Buddha says we create the world with our thoughts, you know, it has to be that. It's the story of the dark karmic nightmare that's creating the dark karmic nightmare. At some point, we have to drop the book and say, I'm reaching for another thought that makes me feel better. I'm reaching for the light, joyful dreamscape, right? I'm reaching for the heartland. I'm reaching for the joyful heartland space where I can expand and I can rest and I can be myself and I can be allowed to express myself and I can allow myself everything that arrives here, including the little book or the contents of the dark karmic nightmare. But once that little dark karmic nightmare comes in, it's not so big anymore because you've created this massive heartland that would allow space for that. Does that make sense? It's energetically different. It's energetically encompassing. Once we're in with bliss, bliss is so huge. Once we're connected to our soul and this source, it is so huge. It absorbs everything. It allows for everything. That's our goal. Our goal is to be there in communion with that. You're on a path, and it's a beautiful path. And enjoy the roses along the way, right? Enjoy it all. I believe that's what we're meant to do. When karma comes to meet us, we say, welcome, come in, have a cup of tea. I love this cup of tea. Would you like some? That's what we're meant to be practicing. Karma is grace. Come in, friend. Let's have a chat. Read Milarepa. Read the story of Milarepa. Look him up. Because he got rid of all of his karma in one lifetime. And he beat the demons with invitation, with a cup of tea.
Yeah, it's just here to remind you. It's just here to remind you, yeah.
It's energetically there, right? It's all about our energy. Wow. Gosh, it's 7 o'clock. Can you tell people how to get a hold of you, Stephanie? Because
Reverend WIld.com. Reverend WIld.com. ReverendWild.com. Everything's there. I mean, I'm all over the place, social media, this, that, and the other, Amazon. But Reverend Wild, just remember that. Google it. Look it up on Facebook. Look it up everywhere. Reverend.
Ali's question: Can I know if Kay, my future husband? Now,
Kay is my future husband.
Kay is your future husband? So Kay is the initial of the person.
Can I know if Kay is my future husband?
Right. Oh, I'm going to use the Osho Zen Tarot.
Okay, I have
it was really hard to read. Oh, which one do you have? I'm excited.
I have Salvador Dali.
Oh, yeah, we love him.
I took this to Spain with me to get some Spanish juju in here when I went. But what I didn't realize that is Barcelona. I didn't have there wasn't many signs of Dali in Barcelona, and he didn't really like Barcelona because he didn't like the Catalonians. He didn't think Catalan should be a separate thing from Spain and all this stuff. So he's not actually well liked in Barcelona, but just outside Barcelona,
they love him.
so it was kind of funny. The Salvador Dali Museum, it's just outside. It's just outside. But anyway, I got some Spanish juju in the cards anyway.
So I've got creativity. Oh, yeah, you go.
I got temperance.
Lovely card.
So yeah, I think you're probably going to say the same thing. It's like just take it easy, balance yourself.
Yes.
Because temperance is absolute balance, and everything is fine, and everything is okay. Connected to spirit, make yourself happy. The cards are not. I don't think they're going to answer it. I'll try again, but I don't think they're going to answer you because they're saying make sure you're happy yourself.
Yeah, I've got the light coming down. What you're doing right now, and I know that you're looking at creating a relationship, and what you're doing in the process of creating your relationship, your ideal relationship, is you're bringing down the light.
Yes.
So focus on the light. Bring that down.
Yes.
Allow your own beauty to flourish and expand and come into yourself, right? And as you're reaching out, what happens is that you push something away. So stop reaching. She's reaching. Yeah.
Yeah, don't reach to him. Don't try to make it happen. Just be happy.
Reach for the light.
I tried again, though. Like I said, I don't think they're going to answer it. And I said, come on, give us a yes or a no. And I got the Fool. So no, the card is saying, I'm not going to answer you. You're being foolish. And also the advice is to be foolish. So the Fool is skipping off without a care, just being himself.
Free.
Absolutely, completely free and lovely. And so that's what the cards are telling you to do. Let go of those expectations. Let go of the reaching. Let go of the I'm trying to make it happen, and just be. And probably then the relationship will blossom.
Yeah, inner voice. Here's the High Priestess.
Inner voice.
Again, all the cards we've chosen have been very sort of expanded, very general, very open, but also major arcana. So what you want to do is just remember that this period in your life right now is actually very important for you to be developing this understanding that it's actually all about you. You're the one attracting, right? And you're not attracting through need. You're attracting through vibration. It was exactly the thing that I said earlier. You have to work on your vibration of what you're sending out before you start reaching for things, right? So the universe has already created your relationship.
And
your man waiting.
No one can make you happy. No relationship will make you happy. It just won't. You have to be happy already. It may bring out a few different things, in yourself, but not unless they're already there. It doesn't give you anything. It doesn't create anything in you. Only spirit and ourselves can do that. And so once you do that, the relationship could blossom, right? Because you'll be your best self. And then, the guy will be like, whoa, look at this. This is awesome. Let's get married. Or you'll be so happy you won't even care. And he'll disappear and you'll be like, oh, well. So, that's the whole point, right? That's why they're not telling us yes or no. Because you need to do this work either way. And they're annoying like that. They tell us what we need to know,
I got a sense of timing. I got around 1 month. Now, this isn't for Kay necessarily, but I feel like you're going to come into a totally sort of different and happier vibration within a month. And this could be simply because it's summer, simply because you're more carefree, simply because, there's a sense of freedom from any kind of, work, or maybe you're on vacation, but there's a shift in about a month. And let's see if a relationship comes in then. Here you are, and I feel this is about getting social. So I feel you're going to be going out. I don't know if you're doing any going out now, and I know that COVID sort of rules are relaxing a little. They're still there, but I do see you going out. And look at you sharing your light as you do. So be happy knowing that you're going to be socializing, things are getting better, you're working on yourself really quite powerfully, right? Temperance and, you know, the cards that you've been getting are really showing how hard you're working, right? And so keep doing what you're doing. So Annalisa, Annalisa, welcome.
She's coming on? Oh, great.
The list is not closed, so get your question in. Let's see. We had Erin, I think, is next. Erin,
yeah.
Add to my. Here we go. Add to my question. Oh, that means that there was a previous question. Let's find your previous question. And Shelley said she was in the queue too. I don't want to miss out. You donated for a reading. Oh, Shelley, thank you so much. You know that today was for free readings, but I will take your donation. I'll send that to Friends of Creakin. So we raised more than $200 and now $70, Shelley, with your donation. And all of that will go to Friends of Creakin, which is wonderful. Yay! And I'm going to announce that on social media this coming week. Let's see, because I do believe that Shelley was in there first. Rebecca says, thank you for this gorgeous offering over the last year. Thank you, Rebecca. We've all benefited from your wisdom, love, intuition, and joy. Thank you. And thank you, Stephanie. Lots of cats. I have to go. Are your cats anywhere, Stephanie? Have they been jumping up? Mine are asleep.
I think they're sitting with my friend in my room.
Oh, yeah? That's nice. So Erin has a question about a friend who passed a year ago. I think that she gathered my friend Christy together in New Orleans to help her spirit in some way because we didn't know she'd passed. And then there's an additional bit with that, adding to her question. I want to know if I was right in thinking that she wants me to write about her and paint about her.
Right. So
and also a mutual friend we have. Her name is Erica, and she passed at 36. All right.
Okay, so what happened? So Erica passed a year ago at 36. And then Christy passed in New Orleans.
Oh no, I don't think Christy's passed. She's. I think Christy's a musician in New Orleans, and that she was helping. Erica, who passed, was helping Christy.
Oh, they didn't know Erica had passed.
They didn't know she'd passed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. So this is Erica. So I'm getting curly hair, dark curly hair on Erica. Very fun, vibrant, kind of beautiful, kind of voluptuous woman. So that when I say voluptuous, I mean I can see she was well, you know, had nice girls, and you know, kind of. Well, let me tap into that. Let me just tap into her personality.
All right, let me see.
Yes, I get that she loved to kind of, you know, she loved to play and flaunt her sexuality, not in a negative way, but just very fun and happy way.
So you're asking, does she want you to write about her? So I'm getting, you know, you can. She doesn't need you to for her ego or anything like that. But you can, right? So this is you. You do your thing. You can be inspired by her. There's a lot of things you can write about her. She was very passionate. So she's very inspiring to you, right? So in other words, she can fire you up with her story and with thoughts of her and her nature. So it's not that she wants you to, but she's willing to allow you to, you know, for your own benefit. It's not you have to sit down and write and make sure she's in a good light or memorialize her or anything like that. You could just be inspired by her and make her into a completely different character if you want for a novel, if you want to write that way. You don't have to write about her. She's just offering to be a bit of a muse and to fire you up to get you going.
I was asking about her passing, and I got the color blue around the throat. So I don't know if that was something that she, something to do with the throat. And, you know, there was a sense that there was, you know, she did have some difficulty in her life. Like she's showing me a whip, and that maybe she felt, you know, she felt the difficulty, or maybe felt that she was, you know, under some pressure in her life. Let me see if we've got some new messages. I haven't looked at them there. Here we go. Yes, Erica. She was troubled in her life, and my last interaction with her was a little off, something I feel bad about. I've been reflecting on her life. Yeah.
No, it's gone, totally gone. That means nothing at all. That was nothing. It's just in your mind. There's no hard feelings at all from her.
Yeah, what she was going through was her, that was her thing, like her program, whatever she grew up with, that was what was kind of haunting her, so to speak. And, when we don't resolve our issues, they haunt us in a way. But right now, she's in spirit and she's completely free, which is what she was showing me herself dancing and kind of, shimmying and saying, I love you.
I hijacked your stream, Georgia. I didn't go get my own. I was like, I'm hijacking Georgia's stream.
Yeah, you're just jumping straight in, which is fine, right? And actually, that's piggybacking. That's what we do. Right?
Yeah. See, the last 2 times we did it just here, we got our own, so we were getting quite different information, a few different perspectives. But this time, I was like, oh my god, because I did the psychic thing to see.
Yeah.
To write about her, but so now I'm getting the same picture, right? I'm just looking at the screen that you're just looking at.
Yeah.
Because before we were tuning to different channels, and this I'm just hijacking. I'm just piggybacking. Two different things. Like you can do a double link where you're getting different. You're doing your own link,
right?
Or you can piggyback. Yeah.
Or you can piggyback. Now we're piggybacking, right? Yeah. And
she's spinning and shaking. Yeah.
She's in a lot of peace. She's actually far happier than she has ever been in her whole life, because the way that she's expressing herself, and this is why I couldn't quite tell if she was like that, if she flaunted herself in her life, but she's definitely doing that now, and very happy with herself. I also think that she's taken notes, and that there are things that she does want to work on in spirit. So, we get the opportunity to be with spiritual counselors, to be with higher guides, and to kind of work on those parts of, our mind or our thought processes that we didn't quite understand when we were physically here in the 3D, if we don't get the opportunity to do that here. So she's doing that. I get the sense that she's doing that over there. She's getting her spiritual counseling. But she's in a great place, and does she? Yeah, she'll do anything with you. I think she's kind of, in a super happy, open place.
Yep.
I think she'd be honored.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
To be painted by you, I know. I don't want to add to your thing, but that would be fantastic. It's the highest form of a compliment for somebody painting you. You can imagine the women that Picasso was painting. I mean, they must have felt like queens.
Well, yeah, but they were also being abused.
Well, they were his lovers, and they were, sure, they were mistresses, and there was all sorts of stuff going on. But still,
that's definitely part of it.
For someone to paint, maybe that was a part of it. That was the foreplay. Let me make you feel like the queen.
Oh, totally.
Right. But we're not. That's not happening here. What we're talking about is the sense of honoring. Yeah.
You do that all the time. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right. So look. What are we doing? Who's next? Shelley. Okay.
My question is: I am enjoying how quiet my life is now. Also working on sending new book to agents and publishers. Is there advice on this process?
Okay.
Shelley, I've had such wonderful cards on your book. I'm going to let Stephanie go first, and then I'll pick two. But I just feel such great, wonderful energy around your book all the time. This is just
empowerment. Okay, so you're almost ready. All right. So, and you might have to, fire your arrow off to 4 places before the 5th one hits. See these 4 on the floor here, and then the 5th one is going to hit. That's what I'm getting. So, send them off. You're just about ready. What I'm feeling is you're
empowerment.
Yeah, to send them
off.
I
love that word, empowerment, because I get the Magician in the Mother Dragon Tarot deck, the Pendragon Tarot. So I feel like you are at a point where it is ready to go. Just do everything that comes to you intuitively, because you are connected. And this quiet space that you're in is perfect for bringing into a manifestation whatever it is that you want. So you're ready to kind of put it out there and have this book flying. This book is ready to fly. I mean, this magician is ready to fly. Look at him.
He's
He's like flapping his wings.
All right, so here's a bit more advice. So there's some jealousy from someone. There's some jealousy. So, and I'm sensing it's from a friend or someone who, you know, because you'll have writer friends, you know, so there'll be a little jealousy there. So just be a little bit aware because, you know, sometimes, and I had this when I was acting too, I had a friend who was always giving me advice that wasn't good advice, that seemed like good advice, but it really wasn't. So just feel for that. Just feel for that. People can be a bit jealous in this little, that's just advice for this little.
You need that in the creative arts world sometimes if people aren't doing, but you're in a place where, look at this baby that you're giving.
Oh my God, it's going to birth a baby.
Is that not amazing? You've birthed this baby and look at the sun that's coming into it. There's just all goodness. You know, this book that you've birthed has this wonderful journey ahead of it. And there's absolutely no anxiety around where it's going to go.
Amazing. She's birthing the sun.
She's birthing the sun, and you've birthed this book that is the sun that's going to go off and have its own trajectory in its own life. And I don't sense anything, you know, in its trajectory. It is meant to do what it is meant to do. It has a purpose. It knows exactly what it's doing. It's strong. It's confident. You know, your book, in fact, all you need to do is stay in this quiet space and kind of get out of the way. Let your book do what it's meant to do. And it will, right? And the agents, you got about 4 of them?
Well, I saw 4 and then the 5th one.
4, yeah, maybe the 5th one. So there it is, the King of Pentacles. He's the agent. So you know that you're definitely going to get picked up. It'll be picked up by this guy. He knows exactly what to do with it. The King of Pentacles, it might even be a big publishing place. Don't know, you know, a place that has more money or has more connections or is bigger than the other places that the other agents. Wow, look at that. Now that's abundance, yeah?
Abundance, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Abundance.
It's happiness in this deck, but yeah.
Happiness, yeah. You're definitely going to get an agent and it will come through in a you know, in a kind of destiny way.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Who else? I'm lost. I'm
hoping I'm out of the way. I think you are, Shelley, because you're in a really beautiful, quiet space. Yeah. So ready for the popping. I'm so happy for you. We can all celebrate with you. Look at this. Look at these 2 books you're going to have. You've already got babies. We're all feeding off you. These beautiful children that you've given birth to. Yeah, it's beautiful. They're lovely, and they're your babies. And, you know, it's that letting go stage, right? Now that you've kind of birthed it, you have to hand it over to the nurse who's got to put, you know, take their temperature and
clean them up.
Clean them up.
Like the editor, you know, like the editor.
Yeah.
Got to edit this, baby. Clean it. Give it the vaccination.
Yeah, it's going to go well. I get the Knight of Cups too. All the cards are positive and, you know, like Stephanie says, just keep your blinkers on. You don't need to listen to anybody else.
No, you've got this.
Yeah, you've got this and the book has got this, you know, it's got its own destiny.
Okay.
Jenny Didi says, oh, my God, I saw the card differently. I saw a chihuahua in a bed with the sun above its head. Interpreting the lines. We have to.
Yeah, a chihuahua in a bed.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my God, I'm going to find it. In the meantime, I didn't realize that we had people who were paying. So tonight's free readings, any of the money, and I really appreciate any donations. They're all going to go to Friends of Creakin, which is a program that sends you energy in return for the money that you send Creakin Wellness Retreat, which has been in lockdown since basically December, you know, 4 months of lockdown. So here we go, my spiritual friend.
I'm glad you're on.
Oh, family event ended early tonight. Let's see. Oh, Ali. Did we do Ali? I forgot.
We did. That was the husband one.
Oh, good. Erica, very fun. Jenny. Oh, now I've got to find Annalisa. So Annalisa, did you ask a question? Let us know what your question is.
That's my spiritual friend. That's Annalisa.
Yes, and she was going to be on tonight with us, but she had a family event.
And she said her family event ended early because she finally found her voice. I believe there was a divine reason. Curious what Spirit says. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's do that, and then we'll do Deborah, because she's just saying hi. Hi, Deborah. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for catching us. We've got a few more minutes. It's going to be the end. I'm so sad to go.
I haven't been doing mine on Facebook much, at all either. I might start again. I don't know. But see, that you just don't know. You just don't know. Spirit. I remember I asked Derek. I said, "Are you going to be in Ireland, here, there, whenever?" And and he goes, "I don't know." Like when Spirit takes me, I was like, "I knew you were going to say that. It was pointless."
That's right. If you're leading a spirit-led life, then you really don't know. You
can make plans, but
you may have a feeling, you may get like an intuition, but in the end, what physically turns up, it's meant to. It's like it will unfold. And
I know sometimes, like you might get a feeling like, for example, I've got to go to Spain. I've got to go to Spain. You go to Spain, you get on the plane to Spain, and it's redirected. But it's in Morocco, and then you end up in Morocco for 5 years because that's where you're meant to be. But if you'd gotten that, you wouldn't have done it the right way. You had to think you were going to Spain. So we just never know. We just follow, and we know it's the right way, but it just may not be where our 3D mind thinks. So anyway,
Annalisa, tell us your question.
Yeah, she's wondering what Spirit says about
the family event.
Voice.
Oh, all right. I see a bunch of cards being thrown up in the air, a sense of, caution thrown to the wind.
Ooh.
I get the 10. I also, the card that I get is the 10 of swords. I know they're both like, the energy of both is like quite.
Oh my God.
They're almost
the same shape. Look at that.
So we're twinning in our cards. So energetically, it wasn't meant to happen. This event it probably would have been a disaster had the event, actually gone through. So you've avoided, and, it's almost like you were, what's the word? You were saved from an experience that wouldn't have been very positive.
The guardian.
Yeah. So let's have a look at you, Annalisa, too, because I know what. Look at this. So you are at a point in your career and life where you have choices, because the Lovers is all about choices. And for me, and I know I'm moving away from the question that you asked, but it looked like, the fact that it ended was really good. So just moving forward and looking at
you're being taken care of, the guardian, right? And things, something died, which was meant to die. Look at this. It's like it's like death. Death came and was like,
don't even worry about it. Don't give it a second's thought. Just move forward. And this is where you're moving forward. You've got some really good ideas, Annalisa, and I think you're coming into a point of expansion. And this Knight of Swords, if you might remember in the traditional Rider-Waite deck,
a big change. Like this guy's been struck. The tree's been struck by lightning, and he's thrown out of the tree. So that's what happened. So
just
new beginning.
New beginning.
That was the divine reason. Death, lightning, falling out of the tree, falling out of the tree, and then going into the new. So yeah.
Well, yeah, and this hanged one, I mean, have a look at the way that she's hanging. This is quite a yogic pose. And to me, when you turn yourself upside down, meaning not because you're not turned upside down because you're, completely exhausted or overwhelmed, you're turning yourself upside down to get a different perspective. And when you turn upside down, you actually become more passionate and creative. Why? Because you're not in your head. You're actually more than likely in your heart and in your body. You're more in your body than you ever have been before. And you can see there's a person in the background who's at the top of this long staircase, and their success for you. So I think that where you are going, and I feel this is with your career, because you have such a strong connection to spirit, and with the way that you are doing,
you're demanding respect. So that was found your voice, and you're demanding respect now for what you do and who you are.
And also, this is your vibration has changed so much. that you know, it's almost like it doesn't stick to you. What used to be able to stick and what did push your buttons and what did kind of come to you, your vibration is, you're not attracting that same vibration. Your vibration is much, much higher. And so this is why I feel like you can sort of set some new goals, not necessarily with family, even though, of course, you're going to do that. I mean, family is just doing its thing. And I think you can just kind of put family in its own box and let them kind of fester and do their own thing. Put your attention on your on where your career is going, because I think it's going in fantastic places.
Yeah,
you're going to be very successful, and keep up the good work. And if you have a new program that you've got going, it's fantastic. If you've got a new idea, look at these lightning bolt strikes in his head, in his helmet. They're fantastic. This is really good news. So you know, a new program, a new online mentorship program, something that lasts a year and a half, or people will come on with you. You know, my mediumship mentor, Gloria Wyken, she has a year and a half long evidential mediumship certification. There's no reason why you can't have that, why you can't bring people through a program like that. So think big is what I'm saying, because the Lovers is all about, like, I'm now doing what I want to do in life, and I'm doing what makes me feel good. Right, so that's how we can bridge the family into this too. If they're not feeling good, and you've got skeletons with open mouths and people falling out of trees, don't even go there. You've got to focus on what feels good.
Yes. Yep, she gave herself a pay raise. She's just announced something different. Yeah, she left early because she was done with the crappy treatment. Yeah.
Yay!
Exactly.
This is
like the book. Excellent. Yeah,
meant to happen.
Yeah, excellent.
So Linda, who has supported me on this program all the way through, thank you so much. Linda, thank you for being here. Any message from my grandparents, Anthony and Janet?
Okay.
Do you want to take Anthony? I'll take Janet.
Okay. I mean, they're here together anyway.
Are they? I suppose they could be.
Yeah. As soon as you said it, you called him in. You called him in. Janet's got short, grey, white hair. Is that right?
I've also got her a little smaller than Anthony. She's kind of hiding behind him. I don't know why she's hiding behind him. She had the bigger energy, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm seeing her as bigger. Yeah, I'm not seeing her hiding at all. So here's where we've got the different perspectives now. We've each got a link, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm seeing a ring on Anthony. So I feel like not just like a wedding ring, but I'm seeing like a college ring. So he had like a higher education, or was quite proud of the education that he'd had.
They liked the way they looked together. They kind of liked to have photographs. They were quite proud of their youthful, their health, their youthful appearance.
And I also get that Anthony liked to dance. So I get him on the little heavier side, but still he, loved to dance.
She's holding out a pearl. He's holding out a pearl. So there's something significant about pearls. And it's a very beautiful pearl, which has colors swirling in it. So whatever that means to you, that's her gift to you tonight.
Yeah, so I'm just reminding you don't have to send any money in today. We're doing this for the love of reading, and my friend Stephanie, who's come to help me, is reading. We're reading for free. Of course, you can always contact her to pay for an incredible reading. If you follow Stephanie on Instagram, you'll see that she gets lots of positive comments, and I'm really happy when you put them up, because it's true, right? In terms of accuracy, in terms of saying, yes, you were spot on. And these are the validations that people, sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't, because there's always a question, am I really connecting? Am I really getting? But, once you get that, these are testimonials for people who are very happy with Stephanie and her reading. So please contact Stephanie, ReverendWIld.com, and get a reading from her.
Yeah, so Linda's saying, Grandma always looked great. Yes, he was heavier. Yes, she had the bigger energy. But he had an 8th grade education, but that doesn't mean he wasn't very, very smart.
So maybe, so this is interesting for me because, you know, he pointed to a college ring. I know that these rings, or you get them at the end of high school. So maybe this is good for me to kind of say, oh, maybe it was that he's showing me this because he didn't get one, right? And that it was important for him that he didn't get through the rest of his education. But I don't feel like he felt less than. And this is the thing about him. I feel like he didn't have that education, but he still accomplished a lot in his lifetime and was proud of that, you know, what he accomplished. And a lot of people, you know, I don't know if he was an immigrant, or a lot of people who didn't get that education, you know, because they didn't have the opportunity in their own land, in their own homeland, or they didn't have the opportunity because their parents were too poor to send them to school. You know, what they made of their life, they worked harder. They worked harder to get that. You know, I get the sense that he was quite proud of what he had accomplished in his life. I get a lot of love between him and his wife. You know, do you get that?
Oh, very much. Oh, yeah. They're so happy to be together.
So much love, you know. He just adored her, and I see the dancing as part of that.
They're so happy to be together, yeah.
And I also see that, you know, this kind of, and maybe this is just now, you know, they're in a really good place, so they're also in really good spirits right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is what they were like in their lifetime, but I do get the sense that they're showering the rest of the family with kind of love and light. I get a car around him, like maybe a car was important. It was kind of grey or blue in colour, and it almost looks to me like a 1960s, like an old car. You know, I don't know if that has any reference or meaning to you.
Well, I think it's a message. So drive carefully. I think that's the message. I'm sorry, it's not real. I mean, maybe you can get a more significant one, but I mean, that's pretty significant.
It is. He did have a lot of accomplishments. He was an immigrant from Italy, and they were both fabulous. Mm. Oh, that's great.
He's saying drive carefully, you know. So that you know, watch out because there's something, you know, around this. Drive carefully. But also, it's saying to me, the way he says it is meaning like, well, we're not going anywhere. We'll always be here, and I'm still going to tell you to drive safely. You know, I know you did. He died when you were 10, so now he's getting the chance to. Oh, last night you were driving his car. Oh, so that's him.
Oh, that's why the car. So he knows that you're dreaming of him. He knows that you're thinking of him. That's so wonderful.
And
you know, I get the sense that he wants you to really have a good time. He wants you to enjoy yourself. I'm kind of getting him sort of dance. You know, there's a sense of lighten up, and this sense of, you know, enjoyment. Like it doesn't have to be serious. And I think maybe they were very serious, or maybe there was something about, you know, feeling the pressure of having to provide for family or something, you know, that he's just telling you the message that's coming very strong for me is this sense of, you know, it's about love and enjoyment and just lightening up this.
Yes, and that's why the message isn't like some sort of like epiphany. It's just like, hey, drive carefully. I know I'm still your grandpa, even though we didn't know each other for too long on life in the human. He's just like, I'm still here. I'm just going to tell you to drive carefully. Okay, love, drive carefully. You know, it's just
love.
Nothing. It's nothing. That's just it. And he'll be always here, always telling you to drive carefully. You know.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know, we're so lucky to have this. We don't tap into them enough. I don't think you know, it's fabulous that you had the dream, know that you were thinking of him. And when we're feeling down, you know, we forget that we can reach out to them. And I think this is kind of like a message from spirit. Yeah, contact us, be with us, let us, you know, we can give you that message directly. Yeah. We're on 7:30, but I do want to go to our last, Deborah. Oh, Deb, you sent money. Thank you so much. Here we go. So this is the last one. I'm so sorry for anyone else who's come through. Throw one down and I'll send you the money. So, you know, Deb, the money will go directly to Friends of Creakin for you with your name on it. And we'll throw one down for you now. Here it comes.
Okay. Throw one down for the homie. It reminds me of, you know, that thing like that.
The lover's card, which is you meeting you in eternity. And I feel like this is almost like, look at that love heart that's exploding. You know, you've come into a place of absolute oneness in the duality.
I got a totally different one. You got the 5D, I got the 3D. I've got like, you're going through a little bit of chaos, a little bit of like, a little bit of conflict, a little bit of arguing, pushing and pulling and blah, blah, blah. And I think George's card is just saying, rise above, you know how to.
Yes, and also I'm getting chills on this, because when life gives us this 3D experience, we're being squeezed into this. It's like a tube of toothpaste, you know. When life's squeezing you, it's almost like you're being pushed up into spirit. And this is what's happening in spirit, the Sri Yantra, right, in the third eye. And you've got these two, this sense of mirroring, i.e. you have duality. You've got in life this, you know, you're seeing the black and the white, and you're seeing how they're playing with one another and how duality plays with one another. And when you see that play, that's Leela, right? That's you breaking through the illusion of reality. In real life, in the 3D, you're bringing the 5D. If you can bring this 5D understanding and experience and ground it into reality, then then that card, then pull another card, because the reality will look very different.
Yes, and that's what we're here on Earth to do. That's precisely exactly it. In a nutshell. Oh, look, this is the card I got.
Wow, right? That's the end of the pain, right? That's the end of
but look at the card is the same as yours, pretty much. Like, look at the two
almost
people,
exactly, right?
Holding hands and joining, and
that the experience in life actually changes to reflect this, and in the reflection of this, you have this oneness in the heart.
Awesome.
I got the Hangman again. Isn't that amazing? See this big circle? It's almost like your perspective changes completely. It's a perspective of, you know, being at cause, not effect. And when you're at cause, you know, the whole world explodes open into one big sun. You know, this one big heart. This, you know, the Osho Tarot coming up with, oh, look at that, the thunderbolt of enlightenment. Because that's where you're at. You're at this point of enlightenment where your 3D experience is pushing you into this, lighting your inner world up and your outer world. Hello, baby boy. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Hi, Shade.
Hi. This is my son, everyone.
Hi, Shade.
He likes listening to the spiritual shows, don't you, that we do?
Yeah. That's awesome. Right?
And then he tells me and his dad the advice back. And he's like, well, remember? And then we're like, oh, that's right. Oh, that was better. Lessons you preach. Yeah, I have to practice what I preach.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. And ain't that the most important part?
And we do. And it's a good reminder.
Yeah, be the high priestess, Deb. You are the high priestess. And see how her eyes are empty, and all you see is the light. So, you know, for me, this is, we are all capable of connecting to source, but what's coming through her eyes is the light. And once you connect to the light and all you see is the light, then that's your experience is all about light. And the mind is happy because it's empty. I hope you feel that transmission. That feels amazing. The Ace of Pentacles. Your life is like absolutely
perfect and spot on.
Completely changed, transformed. Amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, it's the last time I'm saying goodbye. Thank you to Stephanie for coming and joining with me tonight. Thank you so much. And Annalisa, who came on, thank you so much. Thank you to every single person who came tonight. Thank you for the donations. They'll go straight to Friends of Cregan. I'll be writing about it this week, so stay tuned. I'm also going to make a video on the court cards because we missed out on a little bit of that last week. And I know people have been asking me about how to tell the difference between the pages and the knights. And it's true, it is a little confusing. I love you, and I am so happy to have been on this journey with you. Thank you so much for coming on with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bye-bye. We'll be back at some point.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.